Now, preserving diverse cultures is the order of the day in Groot Marico in the Northwest Province, with residents sharing their knowledge through various activities held in the area. It's also known as the capture site of former President Jacob Zuma in 1963. Now, he was traveling with other Umkhonto Sizwe recruits to Botswana for military training. And you can also not leave the town without tasting some of its Mampoer and local coffee. Let's cross now to our reporter Zebilone Maine to give us a sense of what is happening and, of course, what's to be seen and experienced in Groot Marico. Zebilone, good morning.
Good morning to you, Sakina, and the viewers out there.
Zebilone, just give us a sense of, people maybe traveling, passing through. Why should they stop at Groot Marico?
Yeah, indeed, Groot Marico, Sakina, is one of the small that is in the northwest. Is located along the busy N4 road. You'll remember this area is established in 1850 by voortrekkers, and later it was to be a town, and it was made famous by Charles Bosman, who was a teacher then. This area is just a small town where you find black people and white people living together, and alluded in your intro. It is also one of the historic sites where it has Zuma's capture site. As I will move from the shot, I will allow my colleague Tumelo Satlabeti just to show you the museum here where former President Jacob Zuma was arrested in 1963 when he was traveling together with other comrades traveling here to Botswana. As you know, that some of the freedom fighters, they went abroad in their countries like Botswana, Mozambique, Angola, so on, for military training. But to get more clarity with regards to this, we are going to talk to the most famous person in this area. Basically, a commentary in Setswana is Renier Rampochane. Renier, thanks very much for making time for us here in SABC Channel 404. Talk to us a little bit here called Marico. Where is it coming from?
Good morning. Yes, thank you very much for the privilege to talk to you guys. Or Madikwe, as it's known. You know, the name comes from Botswana name. In the years in the early or the late 1700s, there was a fight here in this specific area between Bafurutsi and Bakwena. Balwela Pulo. They started grazing. And the tribe of the Bakwena was killed in such a way that their blood went into the river that runs around here. We've got a very nice river running here. And the Botswana called the place Madi Abakwena. And through generations, it became Madi Akwena, and then it became Madikwe. Now, the settlers came in here, they couldn't pronounce Madikwe, so they called it Mariku. And that's where the name Marico, which is the Marico Bosveld. But it was the stronghold of the Bahurutsi. Kaditswene was the biggest town that they ever found in the area, and it was there where already gold and copper and even iron ore were melted in that state already. So it's an area with rich traditions and rich history of the Botswana, and even Matebele that came through here. And he chased the Botswana in front of him, and later on the Botswana came from the back again, and they fought alongside the Boers to chase away Musilikazi or Matebele. And people must understand there's a big difference between Ndebele, we are still having in South Africa, and Matebele. Matebele was of the Silkat clan, and Ndebele was more towards Pretoria. So that is one of the big things of Groot Marico, is that portion of history. Now you will see that Marico is spelled with a C and not with Afrikaans of a K. And that was because of the influence at that time of the English and the English religious teachers that first came to the area. And that's where it came from, the Marico name. The name Groot Marico is because we are next to the Groot River, the bigger river. To nearest is the Klein Marico, which is a smaller river. They combine and then they go into the Kroonstad River and eventually into Limpopo, right up to Shai. So the water that comes from here eventually goes to Shai in Mozambique.
Thank you very much, Renier. We just have to wrap up there because of time. That's Renier Rampochaneswart explaining to us the name Groot Marico comes from. He just explained to us as to where does the name come from. We'll catch up with you in the next as to explore more about this area called Groot Marico.